Falma had no shadow, and because of that, Ellen ran away. She was frightened by what she had just seen. The next day, Bruno gets a letter from Ellen. Ellen said she couldn't teach Falma yet because she was sick with a high fever. Ellen also wanted to stop teaching for some reason. According to Bruno, teaching others is important for a pharmacist. So, Bruno felt disappointed in Ellen. Bruno also asked Falma, "Do you know why Ellen became like this?" Falma pretended not to know it. Maybe Ellen is in a bad mood. That's why she wrote a letter like that. Then Bruno sent Falma to Ellen's house to give her medicine and deliver this letter back to her. After that, Falma went to his room first. He made his own concoction of medicine specifically for fever in general. Falma knew that the medicine his father had made was not effective. Falma also made an ointment to heal Ellen's sprained finger. After arriving at Ellen's house, Falma was surprised because Ellen was dressed as a knight. Ellen was afraid of Falma's presence because he was a medical god. Falma calmed Ellen down. He won't do anything to her. Falma said that his purpose in coming here was to give Ellen the medicine from Bruno and the medicine from Falma's own concoction. After Ellen took the fever medicine from Falma and smeared some ointment on her finger, it would definitely get better in the next few days. But Ellen thought that Falma would poison her through these medicine. Ellen was getting scared, but Falma calmed her down again. Falma said that he couldn't possibly do that to Ellen. Falma still wanted Ellen to be his teacher to teach the divine arts. This technique wasn't in the Falma family's notebook, so only Ellen was the only person he could rely on. Falma still needed Ellen. Falma also gave Ellen blue flowers. This was a token of his gratitude to Ellen in case he decided to stop teaching Falma. Falma apologized for scaring Ellen like this, and Falma also told Ellen to get some rest. Then Falma immediately returned to his house.
には君が必要なんだ。お大事に。
In the afternoon, Ellen was confused by the medicine that Falma formulated. It was the first time she had taken powdered medicine like this. Then Ellen thought about Falma again. Even though Falma is a medical god, there's no way his power would be used for strange things.
私の好きな空色の花。
The next day, when Falma was walking in the garden of his house, Ellen came to see Falma. She was willing to become Falma's teacher again. Ellen was still wearing her knight armor to prevent something like yesterday from being blown away by Falma's overwhelming power. Falma thanked Ellen for willing to teach him again. Ellen also thanked Falma because the fever medicine he had concocted was very effective in contrast to Bruno's medicine. The ointment also worked well. Ellen's finger was feeling better. Ellen also really liked the flowers Falma gave yesterday. Then Ellen took Falma to a deserted island. Falma could use his power freely without being caught by the others there. The next day, Falma tried his Eye of God ability again. He recorded all the illnesses the servants had there. Even the process of making the medicine, the prescription for the medicine, and how to use the medicine were also written by Falma. Falma found out that if he mentioned the way to cure his illness was incorrect, the white light would only thin out. Falma said that his presence in this world could be a disaster. Suddenly having the power of God, having no shadow, and this Eye of God ability. An absolute disaster would happen if Falma was caught by a bunch of bad guys. There is even the possibility of being executed immediately. Therefore, Falma will try his best and start getting closer to others. The goal is for Falma to be needed by them. Falma will also learn how to properly deal with patients.
亀裂性湿疹。
Falma would make medicine for all the maids there, but first for Charlotte. After that, Falma started concocting his own homemade medicine based on the knowledge he had learned in the previous world. I apologize for not explaining the substance or chemical content in this anime. I don't understand pharmacology or medicine. So you guys just watch the process of making the medicine through this video that I play.
グリセロール。乳化剤と界面活性剤はモノステアリン酸グリセロール生成油と保存用の安全な防腐剤安定化剤を添加し。
After that, Thelma gave the ointment to Charlotte. Charlotte often complains that the skin on her fingers becomes cracked when doing water-related work. Thelma gave the first medicine to her because Charlotte had helped Thelma a lot all this time. Thelma also asked Charlotte to gather the servants as he would provide them with medicine. Charlotte was grateful that Thelma cared for her so much.
これ、母に分けてもいいですか？母も手が荒れていて。アルマ様、ありがとうございます。嬉しいです。
Charlotte said this was the first time the servants had been given medicine by their master. Bruno only made medicine for nobles. Commoners would never get medicine from him. Even if ordinary people wanted to buy medicine from Bruno, it would be costly. There was a difference in status between nobles and commoners, so the servants earlier were very happy when Thelma gave them free medicine. After hearing Charlotte's explanation, Thelma didn't agree with the difference in status. Thelma said in his mind that the medicinal techniques in this world are outdated. Few medicines are ineffective, and the death rate must also be very high. Then Charlotte said that Thelma had been very considerate of her lately. Thelma had also broken Bruno's rules. An inexperienced pharmacist should not be able to make his own medicine because it can be dangerous for others who take it. However, Thelma was determined to develop an effective medicine for all the people and the nobles. He didn't want such a difference in status to continue. Then, Charlotte fully supported Thelma because the current Thelma was very different from the past. The next day, Bruno and Beatrice informed Thelma that Blanche had chickenpox. Bruno told Thelma to stay away from his sister for 3 weeks and let the servants take care of Blanche. In the past, Thelma had chickenpox and maybe relapsed again if he approached Blanche. In the medical records of the Thelma family, chickenpox is a contagious plague for which there is no cure. Thelma was surprised because it turned out that in this world there was chickenpox. But Thelma knew a medicine to cure this disease and immediately made it for Blanche. After that, Thelma quietly entered his sister's room. Thelma checked his sister's condition through Eye of God, then gave her the powdered medicine put into the sweet bun and told Blanche to eat this bread. Thelma did this because he knew that children did not like bitter medicine. After that, Blanche was confused. How do you know the cure for this disease, big brother? Father said, there is no cure for this disease. Thelma replied nervously that maybe their father is busy and doesn't know if the cure for this disease is in the family's medical records. Then Blanche felt itchy red spots, but Thelma forbade Blanche to scratch them. Thelma did not want this disease virus to spread to other body areas. Blanche was confused. What is that virus, big brother? Thelma realized that in this world, there are no terms virus or bacteria, so Thelma reasoned that a virus is a kind of evil spirit that perches on every disease. But Thelma had already prepared the ointment. So Blanche didn't have to worry if it was itching in the area of the red spots. Then Blanche rested and was accompanied by Thelma. Thelma told Blanche to keep this a secret from Bruno so that Thelma would not be punished by him. Blanche promised to keep this a secret, and she also said that Thelma looked different from before. In the past, Thelma had never accompanied and played with Blanche. Blanche felt that Thelma had changed too drastically. But Blanche didn't mind that because she loved the current Thelma more. A few days had passed, and Blanche had recovered from her chickenpox. Bruno was confused about why Blanche was like this, but he was also grateful that it was the first time he had seen chickenpox cured so quickly. After that, Thelma made a mini microscope to see other people's diseases and examined the bacteria in the disease. Thelma was also thinking about his fate in this world. He took on the role of someone else here and also gained overwhelming power. It can't even be categorized as a human. Does this power not require sacrifice? What will happen to me in the future? Those were the words that came to Thelma's mind. Then his mini microscope was ready, and a servant called Thelma met with Bruno. In Bruno's room, he told Thelma to prepare to visit the queen's residence.
皇帝陛下への緊急往診だ。